I blame Captain Beefheart if I'm to blame anyone for introducing me to punk rock, because he gave me a tape of Devo in 1973.
Oh gosh, Devo.
Because they opened, Devo opened at Kent State for Frank Zappa and Captain Beefheart.
Yes.
And I think 73, may have been 74. It was way before punk rock.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But, you know, MC5 and the Dolls and those guys. My uncle lived in New York. I heard about all this stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't see it until I came to London in 76 and got to see, you know, like what punk rock looked like.
Yeah.
And but I knew about it. So then I went back to LA and looked at it and was a little freaked out by it. And then kind of left and then got back into it. And then here I am.
Here we are.
Still here.
But in the meantime, in the middle of all of that, or actually before all of that, you were on the television. So you had a huge impact on your life as well, because if I understand right, your television father became a father figure for you as well. Am I correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, in 1968, I got a part on a TV show until 1972. So not a long time.
Yeah.
3.5 years of being on the air. I was 10 when we quit. About 3 years later, I did Bad News Bears. And then I quit pretty much for good.
Quit TV
so
and film.
I was keyword was a child actor from 68 to 75. So 7 years.
Yeah.
I've been in a band for a lot longer.
Yeah, that's the more important thing, but...
To me, they're both important, but when I'm categorized as a child actor or an actor, like there was a kid at the gig tonight who, he had the mic and he was talking about me, and a guy came up and took the mic, and I said, no, let him talk. He's talking about me. It's okay, because, you know, I got an ego. And then he said, and he's also known for television, and he's an actor from Malibu, and I took the mic away from him, because I'm not from fucking Malibu. I'm from Oxnard. Big difference.
There's a huge difference.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
And the actor thing is, I got into punk rock because it was where I could not be an actor.
That's what I was kind of getting to, is that how did that impact your getting into punk, and was it a catalyst for it?
The thing with me as a kid was I wanted to not be a kid. I didn't want to be where I was. I felt TV was an out.
Yeah.
I said when I'm on TV, not if or I hope to be.
Yeah.
It was when I'm on TV. So when I got on TV and got famous, there's a network show that was on a lot. I didn't really quite know what that was going to be. Yeah. And it kind of turned on me, because I would go back to school to get assignments, and half of the school wanted my autograph, which my ego thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the other half wanted to kick my ass,
Yeah.
which I thought was not so cool.
Yeah.
And once I found punk rock and was able to, and surfing and skateboarding as well, I could be whoever I wanted to be, or not be anybody. And just, when you're in the ocean alone waiting for a wave, you are not Eddie from Courtship, Eddie's father. You're not Brandon Jack from Dr. No. You're some guy at the mercy of the ocean. Yeah. You know, when you're skating an empty backyard swimming pool, you're fighting gravity.
You're the guy on the board.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're dealing with, you know, a power much greater than yourself. When you're just some guy standing there in a crowd of people who don't quite know what to make of you, you lose a sense of who you are. Like, am I this famous guy, or am I this guy that should get beaten up? It's really fucked up. Yeah. Punk rock gave me a place where if they knew who I was, they didn't care. If they did find out and approach me about it, I got a little good-natured ribbing, but it was like, you know, it's, yeah, you're here now. It's Pleasant Gam and Iris Berry and Alice Bagg. They were women that really treated me with an amazing, welcoming Like, there were a lot of guys in the LA scene early on. They were much earlier than me, but when I started showing up, they knew. Probably they knew better than I did the reasons I was there. And they nurtured it. They helped it. They accepted. One of the first guys I met there was Black Randy. Black Randy in the Metro Squad. And Black Randy was a smart ass, and he smoked a lot of dust, and he was all fucked up. But he couldn't understand my name when I first met him. The music was really loud.
Oh, okay.
And he said, well, come with me. I'll come here. Go hang out, kid. He walks up to somebody and says, this is Random. So he named me Random, which was odd because there was a band named The Randoms already in LA at the time. But Black Randy kind of helped me become very anonymous by giving me a random
name.
Which didn't last long.
No.
But it's funny because when I tell people my name, sometimes they scratch your head a bit. Like, it's what? It does sound a little random. I kind of embraced that for a bit. And I could dye my hair blue. I could have a mohawk. I could show up for, I had an agent. I still was not obligated, but it was still something I just kind of did. I went to interviews. But I showed up usually really fucked up and not looking like little Eddie from my TV show. So I didn't get a lot of parts.
No. And it's probably a good thing because it lets you break free and get on and get into the music and do something that is so obvious you are so passionate about.
Yeah. It's funny, the acting thing and punk rock they didn't seem to go hand in hand. Back then it was, Brandon from this show is a punk rock singer, and it negated the fact that I was in it because I wanted to be in it, not because I thought it was some cool thing to be.
Yeah.
That it was going to be like some, like you see Rihanna now in a Discharge shirt. It's like, that's not what I was there for or why it was happening. It was the island of misfit toys. I was one of them, and it was where I belonged. It was my, like Dave says, it's our tribe, it's our people. It's a special place, and I got a little flack about it. I joined Dead Kennedys in 2001 to celebrate a album for them, and Jello was no longer there, and he wasn't going to be, and all of a sudden I hear this stuff coming from Jello that I'm a scab and I'm an ex-child actor, and how dare I do this? But he forgot in 1981 we opened for him, and his wife and my mom became friends, and they liked textiles and vintage clothing, and we played with them a number of times. And I guess he forgot that I'd been involved in punk rock a long time before I ever joined Dead Kennedys, which I did because I thought it was, like I said earlier, these are our generations, our hymns, our stories that need to be verbally portrayed in a very loud, in-your-face manner. Yeah. Because DVDs and MP3s are not what we intended it to be, very low frequency type of stuff. It should scare you. It should jar you. It should make you think. It should fuck you up a little bit. And I don't know what happened. He called me a scab, and he had some fine words for me. And I told him he should not do that. And there were no rock stars in punk rock. And if he wanted to be knocked off his pedestal, he knew where to find me. And he printed that on Alternative Tentacles website. And I got a death threat from Indiana. And so the feds knocked on my door.
Oh, dear.
And they asked if I was okay and if I wanted to press charges and if I needed a security detail.
Oh, gosh.
So thanks, Biafra. I have a dossier somewhere with the feds. But I also have the one thing that frosts his fucking ass is that no matter when the singer of Dead Kennedys is mentioned, my name's going to come up.
He tried to push, but he's always going to be tied to you now.
But the day I quit the band, he called me. He goes, "What happened?"
Oh,
He
okay.
wanted to know. Now we're good friends.
Okay.
Well, we're acquaintances.
You get on.
I know him. He knows me. I don't avoid him.
Yeah.
I think he's funny.
Oh, he is.
I'm never going to go to another spoken word show as long as I live, though. Dirk Dirksen, a guy from San Francisco, died, and Jello was in L.A., and he was in mourning. I understand. It was his very, very good dear friend, and I knew the guy, too. He said, "Dirk's dead. No one's in L.A. at my show. Can you come?" And I went, and I listened to him speak for like 4 hours. Yeah. He just talked. And afterwards, he comes and he goes, "Okay, let's go to Cantor's," where he talked about Dirk for like another 4 hours. So I listened to Biafra speak. Didn't get a word in edgewise for like 9 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. That is Jello.
That's Biafra.
Yeah.
He's a fucking character. If it wasn't for people like that, it would make this scene very boring.
Extremely boring.
I can't fault the guy for being who he is and being quirky and being weird and being a little fucked up, because everybody is.
Yeah. And he just expresses his a bit more openly than most people do.
He talks a lot.
Yes.
Henry talks a lot.
Yes.
I listen a little more to Henry.
Yeah.
Not that much, but I do.